My name is Amanda Mazza. I am 28 years old and I train at a Web MMA and Illuminati grappling club. I am a professional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athlete. I am an active competitor on the national level. I train 5 to 6 days a week, usually twice a day, sometimes 3, depending on my schedule. And I definitely prefer both gi and no gi, and I compete both as well. I've been training for about 10 years. I started striking about 10 years ago, and I started jiu-jitsu almost 6 years ago. What got me started really was just, I went through some traumatic things in my life that really made me not ever want to feel that vulnerable ever again. I never want to feel that vulnerable again because I grew up young because I had to. I saw a lot at a very young age. I came from a very, very broken and empty household. I really didn't have many things or people that I could count on. When I was 18 years old, I thought I found a group of people that really cared about me, but that wasn't the case at all. Because I really didn't have much love and support around me, these people really thought they could take advantage of me. So it was a winter night. I was 18 years old. We were going to pick up one of our other friends, and the driver, he snapped. We were really far from home. We were about 4.5 miles away from anything, any stores, houses, even streetlights. And he snapped. He snapped, and I didn't understand why. And he ended up beating me up really badly. He ended up fracturing 3 of my ribs, busting my lip, spraining my wrist. And as a result of that, he forced me out of the car. He forced me out of the car, and I got out. I got out, and he pulled away. At that time, I was bleeding. I couldn't breathe because my ribs, I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't breathe. My wrist, my wrist was fractured or broken. I didn't even know at the time. And at that point, he just sped away. I didn't have a jacket. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have anything but my shoes, my shirt, my pants, and that was it. I sat there and waited for him to come back because there was no way that someone could leave somebody in the middle of a snowstorm 4.5 miles away from anything. But he did. He left me there. And I sat there for a good 10 minutes freezing, no jacket, nothing but a shirt, jeans, and Converse. Nothing. And he left me there. And it was pitch black, and I just didn't know what to do. It was the middle of the night. There was nobody around. It was dark. I was in the middle of a blueberry field, and I just didn't know what to do. I cried and cried and cried to the point where my tears were literally turning to ice. It was snowing, and it was about 3 inches of snow on the ground. So at that point, you know, I stopped feeling sorry for myself, and I was like, nope, this is not how I'm going to die. Absolutely not. I was bleeding so bad. My head was so swollen. My ribs were hurting so badly. My wrist hurt, everything. I didn't know what was wrong with me, but I just knew I wasn't okay. Thank God I had a sense of direction to know exactly where I was going. And I walked in the middle of the night, in the middle of a snowstorm, 4.5 miles to the hospital. It took me 6 hours. 6 hours. By the time I got there, I was crawling into the emergency room. The doctor literally said, I'm lucky to be alive, and I almost died of hypothermia. The result of that, after that, I was so afraid to tell anybody because I was so scared of what he would do to me if I told somebody. So at that point, I moved away. I changed my phone number. I lost contact with everybody and anybody from that town and just disappeared and went ghost. From that point forward, I promised myself I would never in my life ever let myself feel that way again. And it's gonna take a hell of a lot more than that to kill me or stop me. If I could give any advice to anybody going through any type of hardship, adversity, pain, trauma, is it doesn't define you. It does not mean you have to stop and feel sorry for yourself. If anything, it needs to show you that, hey, you've been through worse, still standing and breathing, that you're unbreakable. And honestly, that's how I kept it going. I would tell myself, hey, I almost died. And I walked 4.5 miles in the middle of a snowstorm, almost died of hypothermia. And guess what? I kept going. I kept going. I didn't stop, and I made it. And I'm here now to talk about it. Am I proud of it? Absolutely. Because I'm strong, and you can be too. I kept going, and I kept chipping away, and I am where I am today because I never gave up, and I kept fighting for exactly who I want to be and what I'm going to be. I am Amanda Mazza, and I am one of the few.